Hello, hello. This is Motivational Monday by Jim and Lucy. Lucy and Jim Lutz, we are here for you every Monday because we always have something to keep you going, to keep you motivated, and we want you to be successful.
That is exactly right. And if I sound like I'm out of breath right now, it's because I was standing on my head in the corner and doing push-ups at the same time with one arm.
That's what he promised to do in one of our latest videos on our newest YouTube channel. He exactly did it, but I forgot to record, so he's gonna do it again.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the subject for today is very, very important because we are talking about how to stop feeling confused and overwhelmed.
And we know how challenging things are, but things have always been challenging. This is the first crisis you ever had. You never had a crisis quite like this, but it is mind-boggling sometimes. You just think about it, is that we feel overwhelmed about the rush of things we want to get done in our life, about how do we get up, make the relationship better, make it more passionate. How do we get up and we finally start losing the weight that we want to? And how do we get up and we start building a bigger business so we can spend more time with our family, or demand or show our worth at work in a way where we're not worried about being downsized and all? We know how to do these things. The problem is that we just don't do it. And there's a reason we don't do it. We talked about in the past about having conflict about all these things and all, and putting them off and putting them off. But let me ask you a question. From the last time we talked about it, and the last time you read a book about it, or the last time you watched a motivational tape on YouTube or your favorite speaker, what have you done?
Exactly. And it's not even about the crisis. I mean, if you put aside the crisis and all the craziness around you, sometimes you just have that many tasks, or the tasks became so routine that you start feeling confused. You feel like you're in the loop. You feel like you're doing something that doesn't produce result. You feel overwhelmed because there are too many tasks in your routines that are just regular tasks and that will not ever produce result. What result will you receive if you spend hours in the kitchen because you need to cook for a family of 6? What result will you produce if your cleaning takes hours and hours of your week? And this can feel really confusing and overwhelming, and it can feel really heavy.
Yes, it really can. Forgive me for using myself as an example here, but I turned 67 on Tuesday. I think that's right.
Yep.
Okay. I turned 67 on Tuesday. And the interesting thing about it is that I had in my mind already before I turned 67 that I was going to do certain things, that even before the pandemic, that we took long walks where you got an X number of steps and burn X number of calories. We did our yoga together. We do these things. But I noticed I missed a couple of days. And the reason I missed a couple of days, not because I slept in, because I enjoy working as well. And so I get behind the computer and I get these flashes of inspiration that I can't wait to work on, or returning emails and calling people and so on. And then before I know it, it's now dinner time and I haven't gotten my exercise in. Well, we need to turn that around. We can't just wait for someone to come along to our rescue and keep pulling us up. I mean, Lucy said here on the sofa, she wasn't going to remind me that it was time for us to do our podcast because guess what? It's already on my calendar as well. She doesn't have to remind me and say, honey, it's time to do this. No, it's on my calendar. And all I have to do is look at my calendar. I have multiple devices to remind me of what time it is. And I just have to use them because that's part of being responsible. So there's a couple of questions we want you to do, want you to think about. And one of them is, are you being honest with yourself? I mean, deeply honest with yourself. I mean, let's take away for this moment that we're here. No one is really looking at you. Can you just be honest with me, honest with us for just one moment? And what all this is about is right now you probably do not have a clue about what you want. You know about it. You can do it. But you don't have a real clue about it. You know what you want. You're just too afraid to go after it. And it's gotten comfortable for you to keep putting things off. I think probably you've decided that either you can't have it because you don't believe you're smart enough or good enough or worthy enough, or maybe you think you're too old, or you've told yourself that you can't make a living doing it. Maybe you've been laid off at 65 years old and it's too late for you to start this business, or too late for you to go back to college and do something that you wanted to get done. Well, do you know you can do that now, and you can start a new business in the next 35 years. If you see yourself dying at 95, you can still create a new career. Go back to school, become a professor, become a teacher. You can do all kinds of things. The teaching online. Everything is changing now. You can do all of it right now if you just get up, polish yourself, dust yourself off, and get the new skills. And where can you get them? Online. And where you can get inspiration from if you don't have enough yourself? Right here with Lucy and I.
You know that another angle of looking at being honest with yourself is called clarity. When you start thinking about why do we get overwhelmed? Why do we get that feeling that something is wrong? Why do we get that feeling that we can't overcome this issue? Because not just we are not honest with ourselves, we don't have clarity. When you do get that clarity, you will be able to create strategy and plan of actions and actually start doing those things in order to achieve something you want. Before you get the clarity that, for example, you want to create this new business, and you know that to do that you need to file some paperwork, and you need to do this and that legal research because it's quite specific. Okay, just an example. And you know that to do so you need $5,000, and you know you don't have this $5,000 available to do so. So there are other ways to do it, maybe cheaper, maybe to get this money first. But if you don't have the clarity that you need this and this thing done or achieved or money earned or saved and something before you can proceed to the next step, if you don't have clarity and understanding what is it, you can't proceed. That's how you feel stuck.
That is precisely correct. So our message to you today is, doggone it, you just got to get up right now. You can't put it off. I mean, I know what it feels like to be in this place, and you're working really, really hard every day. You're doing the best you can. You're giving it all the gas that you can every single day, and you find yourself still coming up short. I know what that feels like. I was that way for years. So right now, we want to help you. We want to give you our help. Give us a phone call at 720-923-1644. Send us an email, lucy@woodskovalovagroup.com, Kovalova with a K. All right? Or jim@woodskovalovagroup.com. Go to our website. Send us a message. Take the time to arrange a meeting with us, and we'll see what we can do to help you and find a path or a plan that fits you and fits your budget perfectly. Because right now, there's no more time to waste. We have to get up and get going. There's some real differences that only you can make, and we want to help you be that big difference in the world.
So stop betraying yourself by lying to yourself. Get that clarity in your mind, and you will be able to move forward. We are here to help.
Let's go.